Yes, Women's History Month comes and goes every March, but what's lasting is a support for women 365 days of the year. While the annual celebration gives us a chance to amplify the work and achievements of phenomenal women, both well-known and those who keep us going in our personal lives, it's also important to remember to honor female role models every day, no matter the time of the year. Looking back to history's heroines is one way to do so, as we reflect on the milestones some women who were responsible for so many women first. It's time to check out 5 women who inspired or inspire us. This is Daily Top 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch me.
All right, the first person on our list is Mcleod Bethune, and she was an educator and civil service rights holder. And you know, so many fascinating stories about this woman, and I read about the fact that she, even in 1904, she founded the Daytona Educational and Industrial School for Negro girls in Florida, and she became the first woman to start a historical black college and university. So I was reading up about her story, and she actually had parents who were slaves. And then they decided that they were going to buy a farm away from their owners and have like their own life. And her mom used to deliver washes to the white people. So one day she's delivering the laundry and she sees a book in the nursery, and she picks it up to read, and they scold her like, no, you don't know how to read and write. And then she decided that the only difference between black people and white people is the ability to read and write. And she taught herself, and she was able to actually progress into a woman that was known as the first lady of African Americans. She was able to start her own private school in Florida. She was able to do so many amazing things that when you look back, you say, wow, this woman really fought for women.
Okay, so that is so interesting. And the reason they say that the white people just think that if you want to hide anything from the black person, just put it in a book and they would never find out where it is, because they don't just like to read. I love the people who actually challenge all those thoughts that you see, we can't be different, and that thing that you think that we cannot do, we're going to achieve it. And this is just a fantastic.
And you can even tie it to hope, as you were talking about earlier. She was a slave, or the child of a slave, and look at who she became.
And I mean, this year, since we're celebrating women in terms of, you know, choosing to challenge the status quo, she did stand up to it and challenge it and say, you know what, I am going to start something different, and that is why we're celebrating her today. Number 2 on the list is Althea Gibson. Now, she became the first black person to win the French Championships in 1956 and in 1957. Now, she won Wimbledon and the U.S. National Tennis Championship tournament as the first African American. Now, without Gibson crossing the color lines during segregation and making an impact both on and off the tennis courts, female athletes of color such as Venus Williams, Serena Williams, and Naomi Osaka wouldn't be able to. So these are the people that, like, you know, paved the way for the people that we're celebrating right now. Because I mean, until I read this, I didn't even know that. I'm always like, oh, Serena Williams is doing so well. But then who actually paved the way? This is this woman, and you know, we're celebrating her today as well.
You can imagine how tough it was at the time where you are probably the only, not just woman, but African woman or black woman to do this. It's a very tough thing to be able to do. So we're proud of them.
Absolutely.
All right, the third person on our list is Hattie McDaniel. Hattie McDaniel was the first black actor to receive an Oscar in 1940 for her portrayal of the movie Mammy. And then the actress Regina King also followed in her footsteps to play her character, because when Hattie McDaniel won, she didn't just win because black people voted for her. She won because she gave an amazing performance, and especially then when the Academy was not as reflective as it is right now.
So you know what I like the most about what you've just said? She did not just win because they voted for her. She won because of her performance. So this is somebody bringing something to the table, bringing value. It's not because, oh, this is our person and we're doing, oh, solidarity because this person is black. It's because that person could do something to offering something at the end of the day.
And especially in a time where films were a majority of white people, and even when you see blacks, it's such a minor role, maybe an extra, you're just walking past. So to win an Oscar was such a big deal
at the time. Absolutely. We'll go to number 4, but then we'll check that out right after this commercial break. Stay here with us. Yes, guys, welcome back. Before we went on that commercial break, we're checking out our daily top 5, and today we're sharing with you 5 women that inspire or inspired us and, you know, paved the way. We're talking about pace setters right here, okay?
That's true.
So number 4 on the list is Mahalia Jackson. Now, powerhouse singer Mahalia Jackson is hailed as the queen of gospel, and while music fans are familiar with songs and hymns such as Go Tell It on the Mountain and Take My Hand, Precious Lord, what you may not know is that Jackson played a significant role in the
March.
in the March of in the March of Washington in 1963. Not only was she a good friend of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., as we saw in the Selma movie, but she was also the inspiration behind Dr. King's iconic "I Have a Dream" speech. Guys, advisor Clarence Jones reportedly said that it was Jackson who yelled from the stage, "Tell them about the dream, Martin! Tell them!"
You know how they say behind a successful man is a woman,
yeah.
you know? And look at that, the fact that she was even saying, tell them about the dream, because that speech is so powerful.
Yes,
yeah.
the strength, the authority, the power behind it. I just
learn about this.
I love it. Yeah, beautiful.
Absolutely.
Okay, the 5th person on our list is Raven Wilkerson, and today we praise Misty Copeland as the first African-American woman principal dancer at the American Ballet Theatre Company, but people like Raven Wilkerson set the groundwork for black ballerinas. Now, you can also tell that at the time, it was a very, very difficult thing to do, and Wilkerson was also one of the first African-American dancers to perform with a major ballet company, which was the Ballet Russie de Monte Carlo. I think when you even think of the word, when you hear ballet, it's not a very African thing. So at the time, imagine being a black ballerina among so many people, feeling like you're not dainty enough, and she was just there breaking all the status quo.
Beautiful. And I do hope that these people have inspired you, because of course we are being inspired right here. That's it on Daily Top 5.